show on the road here, folks. All right. Hey, and good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray. It's the Livin in Vegas podcast. It's about time to get this show started. Let's get going here. Well, hey, and good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast. I want to welcome you all to the show today on a fine St. Patrick's Day. And want to welcome you. That's right. I'm Sherman Ray today. Yes, I know. I do have Irish roots. I do have Irish family in my family. My wife loves to remind me of that, and she says, "Hey, honey, you do know you actually have Irish family, because my it happens. It happens. There was a postman someplace. I think there was a mailman someplace or whatever. But yes, we do have actually Irish roots in our family, and so I want to welcome everybody to the show today, because and this is a pretty good. It's going to be a great day today. I really do. I think we've been waiting for St. Patrick's Day for a long, long time, and um, I think here for Vegas, isn't every day St. Patrick's Day? I think so. I really do. I think every day is St. Patrick's Day. So, I just think it is. I want to welcome everybody who's joining us for our from our Facebook page. As a matter of fact, I was reminded by somebody today, friend of mine, who said, "Hey, Sherm, I'm going to join you." Ryan. Ryan said he was going to join us. So we'll see. We'll wait for Ryan right now. Okay, no, we're not going to wait for Ryan right now. But if he shows up, that'll be great. But if you can join us on Facebook, on Twitter, YouTube, that kind of stuff, we're all over the place. So we want to welcome everybody to the show today on a St. Patrick's Day weekend. And for some reason, I am like not centered in my shot here. Okay, we'll go over this way a little bit more. And we want to welcome everybody to the show today, because we're just having a great time today in Las Vegas. A lot of things to talk about today. We're going to talk about the St. Patrick's Day celebrations, because me being Sherman Ray today, I know some of you are seeing this, that a lot of people are celebrating St. Patrick's Day today, so we want to make sure you do that. And also, I'm going to do something here real quick, because we have not done it yet. We actually have the St. Patrick's Day celebration in Dublin right now. So this is actually a live shot in Dublin, Ireland. I know, can you see that? Yeah, it's a live shot in Dublin, Ireland, of the folks hanging out over there and they're partying. So we'll peek in on that from time to time throughout the show today. Can you see that? That's actually pretty cool, huh? Yeah, they look like they're having a great time, milling about, and so we'll keep an eye on that throughout the show today. I'll make that a little bit smaller because it's really really big, so I'll make that a little bit smaller, and so you can actually still see it. But we'll keep an eye on the folks in Dublin, Ireland. For those of you who are watching us on Facebook or anything like that, you can actually check that out. Also, folks, what else? Oh yeah, our magazine, Livin in Vegas magazine. Oh, now I've got to get rid of Dublin now. Yeah, I got to get rid of Dublin for just a second. So Livin in Vegas magazine. I know, it's so much stuff going on. Technology. Livin in Vegas magazine is out, folks. We want to encourage you to check out the magazine. You can actually go to our website at livininvegas.com and you can check out our magazine. We're working feverishly on the new magazine right now. As a matter of fact, I'm working on it right now, where we're going to have that out here in another 2 weeks. We encourage you. There is still time. I'm going to make a special exception. If you would like to be in our upcoming magazine, Livin in Vegas magazine, we will make an exception. I'm gonna just open it up till maybe Monday or Tuesday, but you have to contact us like right away. I mean, literally, we can't really leave it much longer. Really, it's just going to get ridiculous. But you can actually contact me over at info@livininvegas.com. That's info@livininvegas.com. Oh, and it looks like we're having some difficulties with our feed here, but we hope that it will subside, it'll kind of calm down. If not, folks, what we'll do, if it gets really bad, what we'll do is we will upload this video via YouTube. So it'll be just a minute because it looks like it's kind of wonky right now, but I can see that doesn't look like it's doing really well. But if you would like to be in our magazine for Living in Vegas magazine, you have to get a hold of us like in the next couple of days. You really do. If you're an advertiser, we will take care of you. We'll make sure because the magazine comes out April, and unfortunately, what happens is it just gets really tough to um, get our graphics people and everybody all worked out and get everything together. So please, please, please contact us at info@livinginvegas.com and we will take care of you. So it's really important. Also, we've got a mixer coming up. It's called the Happy Hour. The Happy Hour is going to be over at the Horse Trailer Hideout. And the Horse Trailer Hideout's over on 1506 South Main Street. And real fun. I mean, it's just a fun place to be at. It's they're probably tonight. We would normally have our mixer tonight. Okay, it would normally be tonight. It'll be the first and third Thursday. But because of St. Patrick's Day and the number of crazy people that are going to be out, we decided not to have it. It will be the first Thursday of the month, April 7th, over at the Horse Trailer Hideout, 1506 South Main Street. And you can check that out. It starts about 5:30. Co-sponsored by our friends over at Beers with Friends and the Horse Trailer Hideout, of course, and Livin in Vegas magazine. It's free. It's a business networking mixer, and we encourage you to come on out, folks. Have a good time with this. Really, come on out and have a good time with this. We will actually leave the link to the event. You can actually register for this event and give us an idea that you're actually going to be out there. And once again, if there is an issue with our video feed, I'm really sorry. It looks like it's having really problems here today. We'll upload this a little later, and you guys can check out the event. So, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, folks, are having it's called a reality-based training center. And evidently, there was some funding put together that actually... Oh, I'm going to put this back up here, folks. I'm going to put up... we said we were going to put up the feed from Dublin. And that, for those of you who are just joining us, this is actually the feed from Dublin, Ireland, for people who celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Now, interesting thing about it, folks, is we heard just recently that the people in Ireland, just like the people in Mexico, don't have chimichangas and put a bunch of cheese and sour cream on their food. The people in Dublin, Ireland, don't eat corned beef and cabbage. They don't wear green. Because if you're looking out there right now, you're seeing there's no green. I mean, there's a couple people wearing green. But they said most of the people do not wear green as a part of St. Patrick's Day. They do drink Guinness beer, a lot of Guinness beer, Hennessy and stuff, that kind of stuff like that. But they don't eat corned beef and cabbage. So even though that's an American thing, that's what we do, we're not going to stop, okay? Because we're Americans. That's what we do. But the folks in Ireland don't do that. Okay, anyways. So that's a feed. That right there is a feed from Dublin, Ireland. We'll kind of we'll jip in and out from that all day long, and just to see, it makes folks. As a matter of fact, I've got a friend who's in Edinburgh, Scotland today, Craig Mueller. He's my attorney. He's in Edinburgh right now. No, he's in Glasgow, Ireland. So he's Ireland. Glasgow, Scotland, Ireland. Somebody correct me. So Glasgow's where? Somebody, because I'm screwing this up, and I don't want to screw this up. I'm going to put Glasgow. Glasgow is in Scotland. Okay. All right, so it's in Scotland. Boy, I hate that. Isn't that terrible? You don't know your... So, but I know where everything is in Vegas. I just don't know. Is globally. So anyways, there was a spending bill that went through, that was proposed by a couple of our senators here in town, Rosen and Masto, and they submitted a request to have a omnibus spending bill. It's a bipartisan funding bill, that included $3 million for our Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. It's a reality-based training center, and what this will do is it'll actually be a state-of-the-art training center that our that will probably be the prototype for a nationwide rollout for police officers to be able to get tactical training, that kind of stuff, where they can actually train in this room. Right now, I guess they've got a 50,000 square foot building that is already operational, capacity for about 240 officers at one time. And they've got another one planned for to be completed in the spring of 2022, which is pretty quick. So that'll be up. So congratulations to the folks that are the Metropolitan Police who are going to be training in that. As a matter of fact, let's put up that other one. Oh yeah. So we had a bunch of graduates too. So we had a bunch of graduates. Oh, and I got to get rid of that because you're going to see it right over their faces. Bunch of graduates from Metropolitan Police Department graduated 33 officers. This is not that graduating class. It's a different class, but couldn't find the picture. Metro welcomed 33 new police recruits to the rank of police officer during a ceremony Tuesday at the Orleans. Congratulations. The 33 graduates began their training in 2021 in September and hail from 12 different states, along with Germany, Mexico, and the Filipinos. 27 males, 6 females. And, it's a good crew of folks. A couple of them have prior military experience, Navy, Army, Marines, that kind of stuff. So we got some new folks, got some new blood out there on the streets, folks, for Las Vegas, which is great. You cannot beat that. We need more and more people working in the streets and helping us here in Las Vegas. Oh, and so we had a story, folks, about the Oakland A's. I don't know. This is a big, big story. The Oakland A's, many of you know, have been trying to they've been trying to work out an agreement with the people in Oakland, comparable to our city council, to try to get in Oakland, to try to get them to build a new sports stadium for them on the port. So the Port of Oakland. Well, looks like they hit another snag. Yes, they hit another snag, and the Seaport Planning Authority Committee voted 5-4 and 1 to recommend to the San Francisco Bay Conservation and Development Committee that Howard Terminal be maintained for port use. Okay, so what does that mean? What that means is Oakland A's wanted to build a stadium right there on the port. So they wanted to back up their new stadium onto the port, and that vote was going to say a yay or a nay. Now, it's not been finalized, but yet right now the recommendation is no. Well, which means that the Oakland A's might have to go to a plan B. And what's that plan B? Vegas, baby. You heard it here from Sherman Ray. Right now, Oakland A's are probably one step closer to being here in Las Vegas. Let's go take a look at some of my relatives out in Dublin, Ireland, and you'll see. Are they cheering? No, not cheering yet, but they will be, because this is big. This is huge news. We were waiting for this news on whether or not it was going to happen. It looks like, because we've heard, and if you've been watching the show for any length of time, you probably heard that the A's have bought 4 plots of land around the valley to decide what they're going to do just in case something like this happens. I've been told by pretty reliable sources that this is a done deal, that people already knew that this deal with the Port Authority in Oakland was going to hit the skids. So it looks like, and this might just be, it might just be going through the motions. Just going through the motions that the A's are just saying, okay, can we come in? Can we come in? Yeah. And then they knew that something was happening, so they're ahead of the game already. They've already bought four pieces of land here in the valley in preparation to come to Las Vegas. So, I mean, and we're going to talk a little bit about sports here in just a second, folks. That I think you are going to, and because it's stuff that Vegas is a sports town. I mean, right now they got March Madness. We've got some other stories about the Lady Rebels, that kind of stuff. We'll be talking about in just a second. But this is more and more likely that we are probably going to get the Oakland A's, which will be the Las Vegas Athletics here in Las Vegas. Let's take a real quick break here, folks. There's an announcement we want to put out, and let's check that out. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, and thank you, folks. Yeah, we definitely would like to. There's a lot of people, a lot of business owners out there who really need a, a helping hand, and so do we, of course. But we put together a package for business owners who are on a limited budget. You can still get the word out about your business, about your product, your service, by underwriting Livin in Vegas magazine podcast. It's just that simple. There's a limited number of spots that we have open, but we want to make this really available to you as a business owner, that you can actually be on Livin in Vegas podcast. And like I said, we're not going to put up 100 business owners here. Very limited, because there's so much we want to talk about, and I love to talk. So I can't break for a commercial every 2 seconds. Okay, we just can't do it. But if you'd like to take advantage of that, just send an email to advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we've got the girls will take care of you. Gilda or Nap Sugar will take care of you, and you can actually take advantage of that opportunity. Okay, so once again, you want to underwrite Livin in Vegas magazine, keep us on the air, because we got a lot of cool things that are going on. Advertising, livininvegas.com. You heard it right here from Sherman Ray. Okay. El Cortez downtown. El Cortez downtown, folks, has announced a 2-phase plan to become an adult-only property. And that makes sense. I don't know if that's really a big surprise to anybody. What they've been doing over the last few years is they've been really trying to get a feel of what's going on with the kids. There's a lot of kids that are hanging out down there, but they're saying, hey, we don't want, this is an adult place, and so they're going to probably move out of that realm. Before we run out of time, because I know what happens, I run out of time all the time, and I don't want to run out of time. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening this weekend. Okay, first of all, let's talk about. Let's talk about St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so St. Patrick's Day celebrations are happening. There's quite a few places that you can actually go to this weekend to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and so a couple of them. So one of my favorite places is a place called Sean Patrick's. Okay, so there's any number of Sean Patrick's that are in the valley, and you can actually check out those Sean Patrick's. There's a place called Rira, and Rira is a craft brewery place, and I think they're over in the Mandalay Bay. Yeah, the Rira Irish Pub. It's over in Mandalay Bay. You can actually check that out. They're actually going to having all kinds of cool food, deviled Scottish eggs, corned beef and wontons. Corned beef wontons? Yes. They're actually having a St. Pat's block party at Hennessy's Tavern. And we'll leave a link to all this stuff, folks. So you want to check this out. They're actually having it starting yesterday. They started yesterday through the 20th. So they're having a block party. Um, Very cool. They're actually having a Shamrock Bash over at Fremont Street Experience. So downtown, they're actually having that. We actually made an announcement about that last week, beginning of the week, that they're having a huge beer garden, that kind of thing going on downtown, which is always fun. It's just always fun to hang out down there. The Hofbrauhaus having an event over at their place. We will leave, and that's today. So you want to be out there today for that. And of course, I encourage you, if you've not. Oh, I do have it here. Hang on a second. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I had to go back, reach for something. If you have not received your Nevada craft beverage passport, it's really important that you go to any craft brew place. Okay, and here in Vegas, I mean, you can go to. There's actually a list of them here in Las Vegas. Tenaya Creek, um, Nevada Wine Cellar, North Fifth Brewing Company, um, Nevada Brew Works, Neon Desert, and we actually got this in from Neon Desert. Okay, um, or you can actually go to the horse trailer hideout. They should have one of these. Okay, try to visit about 5 of them tonight. Okay, and you can actually get them stamped. So there's a place that you can actually get them stamped. Okay, up in the corners, they'll stamp them for you. It's a passport. Okay, so it's really important that you support our local breweries here in town, and we want to expand the number of breweries in town. Okay, I mean, really do. We support all of our Nevada brewers. In this particular passport book, they only have 48 locations, but that is northern Nevada and southern Nevada, and there's more than that in the valley. There really are. There's a lot more. When we did an event a few years back, and it was the only one that's ever been done, and it was a coffee and beer festival. We did that. It's the only time it's ever been done. At the time, I think there were 16 breweries in the valley, and we've actually got a lot more now. So in San Diego County, there are at least 100. I know, we don't even have that many in our entire state. So plenty of room to grow. Go out to any one of them, pick up a passport, the Nevada Craft Beverage Passport, and go and visit like 5 of them tonight. Drive responsibly, Uber if you can, if you have to, but drive responsibly and at least get 5 of these done. So Linda and I are going to go out tonight. We actually do have some corned beef and cabbage that we're going to be chawing on tonight, but we want to make sure that you knew all about that. So we got to make some announcements. So the Las Vegas Nighthawks. Many of you have already checked out the Las Vegas Nighthawks. The Las Vegas Nighthawks are actually having a game. Their first game is actually this weekend. So, is the page going to come up? There we go. Their first game is actually this weekend. I believe it is on the 18th. Oh, gosh. Of course, my page won't come up really quick here. Their first game, their inaugural game, is the 18th. Yeah, so it's tomorrow. And they're going to be playing against Northern Arizona Wranglers. Okay, we actually do have an indoor football league, and they are going to be playing pretty darn quick. And then also we've got the Las Vegas Football Club Lights. So the Las Vegas the Lights are playing, and they're actually having. Oh, this is so cool. They're playing the 19th. So they're playing Saturday out at Cashman Field. And they're going to be playing against the Phoenix Rising Football Club. And so the interesting thing about the Lights is the Lights are actually going to be, they're trying to set a record on April. When is it? April? Oh gosh, what's the date? So they're going to try to set a record. So this is really cool. So they're going to try to set a record by hosting a game alongside. It's going to be a double header. They're going to put two games together. The UNLV ladies soccer team and the Las Vegas FC Lights are going to try to attempt to break Nevada's all-time women's soccer attendance record at the April 9th doubleheader. Okay, so we'll put a link to that. And I'll tell you, if we can set a record, folks, I'll tell you, I think it's going to set the tone for something other than football and basketball in the Valley. I just think that it's incredible that we're not doing stuff like that. So we'll leave a link to where to get tickets for this, and you will check. I think you'll really enjoy this. I really do. And lastly, I want to make one more announcement here. The Lady Rebels. Okay, the Lady Rebels folks are heading out to. They're getting ready to head out to the NCAA tournament, and so they're leaving today at 2:00. So they're heading to Arizona at 2:00 today, and so their send off starts today at 2 p.m. from the Circle Drive in front of the Thomas and Mack Center. Okay, 2 p.m. today at Thomas and Mack. The Lady Rebels, the number 13 seed, will be facing the number 4 seed Arizona at McHale Center in Tucson, Arizona, for the first time that they've been in an NCAA bracketed game in like 20 years. I mean, it's been a long, 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 long time, and we're so proud of them. So, 2 p.m., okay, they're going to be out in front of Thomas and Mack, and I'll tell you, I encourage you to be out there. If I'm going to try to really make it out there, take some pictures and stuff like that, it is so cool to see UNLV just kicking butt, taking names. I mean, I'm happy for everybody else that are doing all their cool stuff, but this is the first time the Lady Rebels have been, so they were the Mountain West champs. First time they had done that in, I mean, I don't know how long it's been. I mean, just years and years and years. And thank you for everybody else who's I think, letting me know that, yes, they're doing cool things. So it's so exciting to have the Lady Rebels do such great stuff in the Valley and representing us. So all we can do, folks, is we need to go out there and represent them support them by doing some, by at least sending them off and saying, hey, happy. Do I have time for one more? Oh, gosh. Okay. So it's not springtime yet, folks. And how do we know? Mojave Max. Yeah, Mojave. Who's Mojave Max? What? You don't know who Mojave Max is? Do I have a picture of him? I do. I got a picture of Mojave Max in here someplace. This is Mojave Max. Mojave Max is our version of Puxatawny Phil. Okay? He is our version of Puxatawny Phil. Now, officially spring starts on Sunday, but here in Southern Nevada, unless Mojave Max comes out, we know springtime isn't here yet because we use Mojave Max as our guide to tell us when springtime comes out. If he comes out, folks, and he's not yet, we don't know if spring is actually sprung. So, Mojave Max is our mascot here for Livin in Vegas magazine. I don't know if you know that yet, but he is. And we'll find out. When he comes out, we'll let you know, and then you can, then you'll know that you can actually do things that are in spring-like weather. Okay, and so we'll let you know. We'll leave a link to Mojave Max, so that maybe you'll win a prize. You'll win a prize if you can figure out when Mojave Max will actually come out. So we'll leave a link to his website and you can check him out. Anyways, have I wasted enough time here today? Yeah, I think so. So anyways, folks, let's take one more look at our friends over in Dublin, Ireland. Thank you guys for so much for celebrating. One time before when we were watching them, these guys, they actually waved to us and stuff like that. It was actually pretty cool. Anyways, we will be back again tomorrow for Livin in Vegas podcast. We want to thank you all for being a part of the show. Drink responsibly today, folks. Eat responsibly too when you're having your corned beef and cabbage and enjoying St. Patrick's Day. I want to thank everybody for being a part of the show today. We will see you again tomorrow at 8:30, where we'll talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We're Living in Vegas magazine, the podcast. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.